Hello everybody, it's Tommy and welcome back to another creative sim for the Disney save. Today we are adding 3 mermaid townies based on the mermaids that hang out in the Mermaid Lagoon in Peter Pan. There's so many mermaids that I could have picked. I think there's maybe like between 6 and 7 that are shown and like have speaking lines in that scene. So there's a couple that we could have chosen, but there are a few that stood out in my personal memory, and they have like this Totally Spies look going on. There's one that has red hair, one with blonde hair, and one with black hair. They kind of sit towards one another. I learned in my investigation of doing this video that they actually have names. So the way that Disney Wiki described this is they have names, but they're non-official names. I don't know how that works. I don't know if that means that maybe Disney used these names when referencing them for merchandising. That's the only way that I can sort of come up with that. But I found people listing their names next to their given characters. So they have names. I made 3 of them. And what makes these guys a little bit different, one of the reasons I felt like it was fun to add them is, of course, more mermaids. We need more mermaids, always. Adding them to the save file, fun little thing to have. But they're teen mermaids, and we don't have too many of those because a lot of the Peter Pan characters are going to be younger, children, teens, you know, that kind of range. We had to make the mermaids make sense for the given film, so I get an opportunity to add in 3 teen mermaids. Now, of course, Ariel should have been a teen, right? And so should maybe some of her sisters, and Flounder could have even been a teen or possibly younger, but I had to age a lot of them up because of the way that the households are set up. So Flounder probably should have been a child, but children cannot be mermaids. So that was an immediate no. He either had to be a teen or older. And then I had to age up Ariel because she is engaged and getting married to Eric. So even though there isn't like a weird age gap between her and Eric, I just felt like she's engaged. You can't have her be a teen. But because she is the youngest of all of her sisters, if I age her up, then I had to age up all of her sisters as well. I believe I left them all in the young adult category just so that you can have an opportunity to play through it however you see fit. But they're all older than they were probably supposed to be, which meant that we didn't have any teen mermaids between any of those households. And when I think of the future of this save file, I can't really come up with any more that actually there is 1 or 2 more that I can think of. I'm not gonna say what it is, but maybe you could guess. But I knew because of the age range with the characters in Peter Pan, we could get away with making these guys a little bit younger, and so I definitely took the opportunity to do so. The other thing is all of the girlies from the Mermaid Lagoon scene have the same exact tail. They are different in their hairstyles. A lot of them have really cute hair accessories, or instead of the clamshell tops, they had starfish tops, and then a couple of them didn't have anything at all. So that's obviously something I wasn't able to do. In fact, we only have the clamshell top if you're going for something that's more mermaid-esque for the top structures for these female sims. That's really the only one that we have. So I had to go with that. Can't do the starfish, but I decided we could probably get away with changing some of them a little bit here and there. So I wanted to, if I couldn't give them a hair accessory, I wanted to maybe add a little bit more jewelry, maybe some makeup, or something interesting about their face or their hair just to give it some kind of cooler detail. Always, especially when I'm doing townie videos and extra sims that don't matter as much, I'm always trying to use it as an opportunity to try to use some pieces that I haven't gotten to use before. So some tail colors that I haven't gotten to use before, especially. When I made all of Ariel's sisters, they each have a dedicated color that I really had to stick to, and so this was my opportunity, at least for now, to use some of those other colors and shapes and shades. So for the first one, I went for a lighter pale sort of blue, which is kind of close to the film. They're all wearing this blue-ish tail. And then the second one, I did go for green, which I know you're okay, well, that's close to Ariel, and it definitely is, but it's got the green blue instead of just the plain green one that I used for Ariel. The last girl with the black hair is the one that I really went for it a little bit more. She gave this more gothic or sporty vibe, and I was really starting to feel her character and creating lore in my head that she just had a bit of an attitude. And then when I was researching the characters to see, what I did is I went and watched the scene, the Mermaid Lagoon scene, and I wanted to see if these 3 characters had any speaking lines, and if they do, is there anything that I can get from those speaking lines that indicate a personality. And for the last character here with the black hair, she gave jealousy, romantic, more siren-esque personality, and I I'm getting that off of like maybe 2 lines that she had in the film, but that was the vibe. And then once I leaned into that, I was like, okay, we can go with the highlights in the hair, give her a different sort of tone and darken her a little bit. She's supposed to have this really cute lily pad hat, and obviously I would love if we had that, but we don't, so I had to go with something else I could give her. So I gave her the cute like clam necklace. It's got some shiny bits on it. It's actually not from the Sulani pack, but it looks like something that would be. And then again, the variation in the hair, change up her top a little bit. She's supposed to have orange starfish as her top, so I changed it to the orange clamshells. And then I wanted to use like the fun fancy tails, so I kind of was scrolling through to see what I could get away with, using one of the ones that has like polka dots on it. A little bit different, kind of fun. And those are our extra Peter Pan mermaid townies for the save file. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you'd like to support the Disney Save on Patreon, you can do so by clicking the link in my description box down below or the one at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next one.